The Montgomery County Green Streets program helps slow down and clean polluted water that enters our streams and rivers as it rains. To do this, Green Streets retrofits neighborhoods with bioretention cells, rain gardens, grass swales, tree boxes, curb extensions, and permeable pavers.
Green Streets is a Montgomery County Department of Environmental Protection initiative to capture and filter runoff coming from neighborhood streets. Many of these older neighborhoods were developed prior to stormwater management. So a lot of these areas are connected from the rooftop to the driveway to the road, and it's very important to be able to capture that water. So throughout all these areas of Silver Spring and throughout the county, there are a lot of areas that are uncontrolled paved surfaces that we need to manage to improve the health of our local streams in the Chesapeake Bay.
Green Streets is a really terrific and effective county program to manage our stormwater runoff. There's a lot of neighborhoods, especially in hilly areas like near Sligo Park Hills, benefited from this in my district recently, where they used to have stormwater rushing downhill, down steep hills across people's front yards to Sligo Creek every time there was a big rainstorm. With Green Streets, the DEP has come in and set up, use different strategies to capture the rainwater right there.
We've gone through and looked at over 900 neighborhoods throughout the county and prioritized those areas.
Since 2011, 10 Green Streets projects have been completed. 2 are in construction and 7 are in design. The Sligo Park Hills neighborhood was completed in October 2014.
We have a pretty small, hilly neighborhood, and our streets were a mess. And we were due to get road replacement. So when the Department of Transportation came in to look at the roads, I said maybe we should consider doing some Green Street kind of projects. And they were dubious. So I went to DEP, to the Rainscapes program, and I said, because I've worked with folks at the DEP before, and I said, hey, let's just look at this and see if we could do something a little more green, a little more comprehensive. And they looked and said, sure, let's do it. And that started us out on the project.
Well, we have a team within our group that comes out and we engage the community through various processes. One is through the Rainscapes process, which looks at on-site runoff coming from people's homes on their personal property. And also through our group, we work with the community through various meetings and street walks and so forth to gather their input and engage them through the entire process.
This group really walked the walk in terms of staying connected with people in the community throughout the process, from the very beginning through the very end. When you first look at a plan, most of us can't take that plan and envision what it's going to look like. And once you start to see how things are emerging, you might say, oh, wait a minute, I might like something a little different here given the potential aesthetics of this. And these guys were really, really willing to step in and work with you as much as possible to make changes, to discuss what was going on, to help you understand why it was happening.
So the water flows down the street. It flows into this bioretention cell. As it flows through the inlet, it enters the facility. And the plants here, that are all native plants that have been selected for this area based on the site conditions for the neighborhood. These plants provide an aesthetic value, also a value for wildlife and pollinators. As the water filters across the surface of the facility, it's able to soak down into the soil. These bioretention facilities are designed to drain within 48 hours, so mosquitoes are not a problem. The mosquito breeding period, it takes between 5 to 10 days for a mosquito to lay its eggs and emerge as an adult. The water eventually leaves through an underdrain, which is connected to the storm drain system, which eventually leads to Sligo Creek. The water is treated and filtered through these practices, which then helps to improve the stream health of Sligo Creek in the Chesapeake Bay.
From the shovel in the ground, it took another roughly year and a half once the construction actually started. Big holes in the ground, lots of earth moving equipment, lots of dump trucks moving in and out with soil, and these funny what I call ice cube tray things to store water, and plants and mulch, and all the rest. So that's a good year and a half, give or take a few months.
I remember when they were doing the project, they would put signs up every couple of days about where things were going to happen, which is extremely unusual in terms of keeping everybody informed as to when you might have to move a car, but giving you a couple of days on that, rather than just appearing all of a sudden and you having to accommodate to them.
They were very good about presenting plans with enough time to review them, and then even at the stage where they were constructing them, we were still able to add input. So in our case, for example, it was too close to our front stairs, so they ended the garden 4 feet further back from the stairway, which helped us maintain the border around the stairs that we already had. And in most cases, when they were doing the plantings, we were able to comment about what type of plants and where they were located. So it was easy working with them to get a product in the end that we felt like represented a good integration with what we already had.
Surface water management control, it's fantastic, and the plants that you've chosen is just perfect.
In addition to design and construction, the Green Streets team maintains the assets.
Partnerships involve a lot of different agencies and funding sources, so I'd like to also thank Rainscapes, Department of Transportation, the Chesapeake Bay Trust Fund, who helped fund this project and many other projects that we're working on throughout the county.
It's like, woohoo! This is working, because when you have an inch of rain, that's the effort. To capture that inch of rain, that's where there's the most pollution, initial pollution, and silt and other things that you want to try to capture. Those projects in the hardest and the most challenging street are capturing an inch of rain. Everything I get from people is how beautiful this is, and some of it's new streets and some of it's curbs, but a lot of it is, wow, this is prettier than I thought it was going to be.
For more information about Green Streets, go to montgomerycountymd.gov/dep/water/green-streets. To learn how you can help with stormwater management on your own property, go to rainscapes.org.